Yo, we got mad listening in Singapore, guys. 39K in Singapore. I like Singapore. I guess when we did a little episode,
Yeah,
we started.
As soon as Singapore, I thought back to the episode. Like, yo, we did.
Singapore was like, all
We did
right.
say a lot about Singapore.
I was like, yeah, we see y'all. You're throwing that support for our country.
Like, who is black people talking about us?
All right.
Who are they?
Who are they? Let's go ahead and show them some love. All right, guys. Welcome back to the One Pop Podcast, episode 58. Your boy CN.
Trevor, of course.
It's Donville.
Yes, guys. Guys, I know we've been missing in the helms of what's been going on in the world. I know you've seen hurricanes in different forms and shape, places being devastated, all type of craziness hitting social media. Serena Williams doing her thing and losing, but hey, it is what it is.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You can't be prepared for everything. You just can't be prepared for what you've been prepared for. Before I get too deep into other stuff that we're going to talk about, I want to show my love for the people of the country of Bahamas. I know they've been devastated by Hurricane Darian. I mean, I think for anybody who wants to give help or issue some form of help or support, there's so many ways you can do it. I mean, locally, there's a Christian organization that if people want to like go and donate food, canned goods, or even just to help fill the truck. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? To get some of these supplies out, that do it. And I want you guys to look into the right organization. It's very important.
Definitely.
You know, I'm not gonna cuss out Red Cross.
I thought you were gonna call them out.
Yeah, I was gonna call out Red Cross, but please make sure that whatever organization that you're donating your supplies to, that you have some way, form, or shape known that they're getting their product. Guys, I want to stress this. I listen to Breakfast Club a lot, and you know, one thing DJ Envy was talking about, because he tried to do relief within the United States.
Yeah.
So, and he was basically saying that just making sure your organization that you're donating to is definitely getting those supplies. Find ways that you can track it. I want to give a major shout out to Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry stacked his own plane and with supplies and sent it out there to Bahamas.
That's good.
You know, I see people in Canada. I'm not going to say Canada. People throughout the world is finding ways to take some of these Bahamians family into their country, into their home to help them.
Yep.
You know, for anybody who can't scuba dive, stay out of Bahamas Street. There's sharks swimming around in the middle of the street.
It's crazy.
Bull sharks.
And although I know the U.S. is even taking some Bahamian citizens,
yes,
temporarily to come over to Florida and find residence and kind of stay here for a while until things get sorted out. So that's a good thing also. There's so many, and like you said, there's so many sources of ways to give back, but we really got to be careful. We've seen what happened with, you know,
Haiti.
Recently in Haiti.
Yes.
Recently in Houston with the floods.
Yes.
Even Katrina, we've seen, you know, organizations that are supposed to be reputable kind of misuse supplies, misuse funds. So there's a lot of, you know, organizations that are stepping up, but do your due diligence. I mean, this is your money that you're giving. These are your supplies. You know, make sure it's going into the right hands.
And guys, I just really, really want to get it off my chest, guys.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. Because you know, if you guys don't know by now, we do live here in Florida.
Yeah,
and we were kind of bracing for the hurricanes.
Yes.
So you know, we thought it would just. There's so many different forecasts going on. You know what I mean? And I know people that they're not meteorologists, but they went to school for this stuff. Like they're engineers that they know the weather and everything. So I was getting like literally updates from friends that are into this stuff from pictures I didn't even know existed. I'm like, okay, how'd you get that satellite picture?
Yeah,
you know
I've seen some crazy pictures.
Like up like minute by minute what's going on. And it's like within hours, like things would just change. Like, oh, it's going this way. No, it's gonna stop here. Now it's waiting. And then it was that point where I think it was like kind of overnight and in the early morning. I forgot what day it was, but it was like about 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. It was supposed to move and it just sat there.
Just stopped.
And we're just like, just waiting. Like, okay, this thing's supposed to come to Florida. I think it was like Monday. Then they pushed it back to Tuesday. Then they pushed it back to Wednesday. Yeah. It's like, yo, is this thing going to be sitting here for the entire week.
And then it just turned.
And then we saw the news updates of what's going on in Bahamas, and like it was crazy, man. It was insane to see water up to people's second floor of the house.
Yeah,
up to people's sinks,
people's roof getting ripped off.
I mean, one thing I would have to say is that out of my friends and people that I know, everyone here was prepared for it.
Yes,
you know what I mean. We had a lot of warning, a lot of time to get ready. At least, about a week to get ready. That's a lot of time to really go out to the store, get your supplies and everything. And one thing I would recommend is actually going for your batteries and stuff. Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon.
Like literally, I got the 2-day shipping. I got like 100 batteries for the same price without the hassle of going around different stores. So that's one of the first things that are gone. There's batteries and flashlights. So I ordered that stuff off Amazon. It got to my house by Friday. I even got like the weather radio. We were ready. You know what I'm saying? We were ready to just bunker down and go through whatever was going to come. And, thank God it didn't come to us.
Yeah.
We're very blessed, but it did go to Bahamas. So we're definitely, taking some supplies that we even stored up and giving those to certain organizations to help out.
Well, I can't say all the stuff that I got and I accumulated, I've donated to charity and to families, because in the moment you realize what families was really going through hard times when it was time to prepare. In general, we look at all the stores, Home Depots and Lowe's, wherever you guys buy your supplies.
Yeah.
Right. They were even running out of supplies. And to show you that even though we wanted to be prepared, sometimes you're just not prepared the way you should be.
Right.
Like, for example, the property that I live in, it's newer. We've never really lived in that property for a hurricane. God has blessed us that way, right?
Yeah.
Then when it was time for the hurricane to come around, I realized, oh man, we're living in a house that doesn't have hurricane equipped material, like shutters, and my previous home had accordions on them, which everything was pretty easy to get going. But to show what I've learned in the Art of Preparation, I learned what a hammer drill was, the power of a hammer drill.
You gotta have that too, and it worked for me too, because I've done it in the past, but I didn't have the correct bits and all that stuff to utilize it properly. So. Yeah, man, with the hammer drill, I know exactly what you're talking about, because it makes things a lot easier.
Don, I broke 2 drills. You
got to have that right bit drill, right?
Broke my drill, broke my neighbor's drill.
Oh, and then you're going through concrete.
You're going through concrete. So my drill is spitting stuff out, and pause, but it was just spitting stuff out.
And it's just hot. So
it was hot.
So you got to cool it down. That's the thing, because if that thing gets too hot, that thing turns red.
Donville.
It's a problem.
It started hit, like stuff was coming out of the drill and was hitting, because I have a wireless drill, right?
Gosh.
A cordless drill. So, and I was like, okay, it's concrete. I'm gonna get a concrete bit. It's made this happen, and I'm drilling, and about 40 minutes into it, I'm like, man, this should not be so hard.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, I was like, you know what? The guy who lives in front of me, he has a corded drill, and you get more power out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
So I was like, you know what? Man, I went and borrowed a drill. Now this guy's in his 60s, and when he loaned me the drill, he was like, yeah, I love this drill. My dad gave me this drill. It's been an honor to have this drill, right? So I was like, I'm going to take great care of it. Yes, bro. I'm going to take care of the man's drill. So imagine after I drilled the first hole, I'm like, okay, this will do it. I did the second one. I'm here.
Oh, no.
And I looked over my brother-in-law, and he's like, oh, I don't think this one's going to make it.
Oh, God.
So,
sorry about that.
so now I have supplies. Right?
You don't have the supplies at church, so you laughing. I'm crying on this.
So
that's a lot of money.
It's a lot, because I just realized to get a proper hammer drill, and to show you now. I'm gonna say this for any young man out there, any fathers or any young man who wants to be a homeowner. Yeah. These are little things that you need to have, own, and be prepared for.
Oh, it's required.
Because even with the hammer drill, I didn't know what a hammer drill technically did. So imagine me sitting at home, hurricane is coming, and I'm like, okay, guys, I got 3 kids, wife, and we're about to just sit out this hurricane because I can't make this happen.
Yeah.
And I started thinking to myself, like, there are guys on the construction site that's putting holes in concrete all day long. How are they making it happen?
How do they do it?
Right? So I went to my favorite friend.
YouTube.
That's right. Never forget YouTube. Never forget YouTube. So I went to YouTube.
How you put these shows up again? Step by step.
Step by step. So I went onto YouTube and I watched a bunch of videos about different types of drill. And I'm not going to give you guys a whole outlet. I learned a lot. I've learned a lot in so many different sense. And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna give you guys. This is a testimony in one and a part of the scenario in my story. So I want to shout out to Pastor Jonathan. Pastor Jonathan, I know you don't get the chance to listen to my podcast, but if you do, I'm gonna need you to get the shout out right here.
Yeah. Logan?
Brother Logan. My pastor is very close to me and my family. So when I couldn't gain any help, I always try to turn to my spiritual leaders.
Yeah.
Right. So I end up calling my pastor to see if he knows any way he could help me, and he didn't pick up. And it's fine. We're in a state of preparation. We're trying to make sure our home is settled. So I went to Lowe's and I was gonna buy me a hammer drill. So I looked around and I'm gonna say, guys, all the good cheap ones are gone. Yeah.
Should have called me.
Wait. I'm gonna show you. So we went in there and I saw one for about $180. The good one. It's a dual handle, so I can do some heavy duty stuff. Yeah. And me and my wife looked at each other like, what are we gonna need a hammer drill for in the future?
Yeah.
And we're like, nothing. But I guess now if we buy it, we will own it. So I bought it. I picked it up and I'm walking to the front of the cash register, and I'm sitting here helping another lady. And I'm gonna say, guys, that's why it's always good to help people, to show you that God don't sleep. God definitely don't sleep. So I'm sitting here helping the lady, and I sit here and help her. She was picking up some plywood, put it on her little trolley thing so she can roll out.
Yep.
And I went by the cash register and I bought a cash out. So I cashed out. The guy was like, well, it's gonna be about $180 plus tax. Do you want to get insurance? And I sat there and I deliberate if I was going to get insurance or not.
Yeah.
Then my phone rang. I was like, hello? Hey, what's going on? I noticed I got a missed call from you guys. I was like, yeah. Well, I'm at Lowe's, so can I call you back? He's like, what you guys doing at Lowe's? Well, I'm trying to put some hole into the wall so I can put up these shutters.
Yeah.
And I don't have a hammer drill. So he's like, oh, that's fine. I have one right here. Come pick it up. So I just looked over I just looked over the cashier. I was like,
I will not be getting this.
I will not be taking this.
So I'll back up for you. Restock.
I felt bad because I didn't even restock for her.
Oh,
I looked at her like, yo, can you assist and put that back for me, please? Like, I'm out. Gave her that hard deuce. Pause. Right? But gave her that nice movement. But guys, I went home. I want you to understand, as a parent, as a father, I'm the only man in my house. My son is a baby. So my brother-in-law helping me out was a good thing. So for me to be standing there for 2 hours before trying to put, I would say technically 3 holes, that's as much as I could get.
Yeah.
For 2 hours was a difficult. I felt my body was feeling the pain of it because I was putting a lot of work with no success. Now I got this hammer drill and my life, I'm just cutting butter. So I went from 2 hours to about less than an hour. The whole house is just strapped up. I'm like, man, not even Batman can get inside here. You feel me? But
true, man.
In the heart of preparation, I've learned a lot, because as a father and as a man, I learned how to be proper prepared to do certain things. And I can only stand to think of people who was in the Bahamas who was like me, who can't even afford the supplies, who wasn't even left to prepare. Yeah. So to show that, I would say this, guys, preparation is key. I mean, you can't prepare for everything, but if you make the smallest attempt, right, you'd be surprised how successful it is. Now, a lot of people went out and bought supplies because they were trying to be prepared for a hurricane to hit, right?
Yeah.
But look how God is going to take that negative or the positive and turn it into a bigger positive. I want to scratch the word negative, right?
Yeah.
Because now you have people who bought supplies, who technically is either they're going to use them or not. You can use them to donate to a family.
Exactly. You can donate to
right?
Others.
Or you can be like my neighbors, so we can have this grill party for all this meat that we bought. Yeah. So now you just started feeding your neighbors. So I wanted to me, that was a double positive. So I want to shout out to my neighbor for giving me that nice thick pork leg. You know what I mean? Tastes real good after it was grilled. I'll give you that nice shout out. Not telling y'all to eat pork, but I did during the hurricane season. All right, so I just want to make sure.
I'm sure we all like ate a lot of food we weren't supposed to eat. It was like, and even going back to the supermarkets. I mean, even after the hurricane didn't hit here, but even just the influx of supplies that were gone, and then the logistics of getting food supplies back to our area. You know, a lot of supermarkets didn't have a lot of foods available, so it was like you got to use whatever's in your fridge. You know, use it up.
Use it up, and I mean, and I'm saying this, guys. We use these moments or these opportunity to show how resourceful we can be as a race, and I'm not talking about as a culture, but as a human race, help each other. Because I want to say this, guys. We're living in a world where I feel like racism is the stigma of racism is, instead of it's diminishing, it's becoming bigger, right? But during that moment of preparation for a hurricane, there was all that just went away. And it's, to me, I want to say, guys, it's sad to watch that we need a tragedy to happen a tragedy to happen before we can unite. I think we can take steps from the little things we did to prepare for that moment, so we can prepare for the bigger future, so we can all get back to uniting. Like, these are the things that we learn. Like, we don't need to wait for mass shootings, hurricanes, or just natural disaster in a whole, right? Because right now, one of my favorite places in the world, well, it's stopping right now, was being burned to crisp, right? Because I'm big on geographical information. So seeing the Amazon go down, it's like you have countries that don't talk to each other. But because the Amazon is being burnt down, it's like, okay, guys, we have to unite now. We don't want to say hi to each other, but we're going to have to come in and put this uniform on to get this cleaning process and get this done right.
That's Earth's oxygen. So, yeah, I understand why they all got together to say, all right, that's our life support right there. What are we doing about this?
And sure, this is something very important. It says it's Earth's oxygen. So why would we not come together? Do you know the biggest part of that is? If the Amazon is Earth's oxygen, that means Earth is the body. So it's just like, I'm gonna say this, just like being what role do you play in the body of Christ, right? But in the role of what you play in this world, we need to stop acting like individual cells and act like we're one big immune system where we can fight these diseases or parasites together. These are things that we can learn from small things. We don't need to take natural disasters in the world to make some things happen. You know, we can make the right preparation. Like, I'm not going to call it the country who gave these people the land and tell them they can go ahead and burn pieces of their property inside the Amazon, which starts the fire. We can go knee deep in that one. Yeah. But I'm gonna get too passionate.
And in essence, what it really is empathy. You know what I mean? It's the ability to see yourself in someone else. I mean, at that moment of, the past week preparing for the hurricane, you were able to see that fear in other people, because, I mean, everyone's concerned, like, okay, is my family going to be okay? Is my property going to be okay? Are my friends going to be okay? And it goes on and on and on. And everyone kind of had that hovering over their minds, like, okay, I have to think of, things I need to protect, and I need to be prepared. So everyone's kind of in that same mode. And, you know what I'm saying? Even at Walgreens, I was just there, and I kind of, like, you just see somebody, you give them a head nod, like,
yeah, you
hope
good?
Everything's all right. You know what I'm saying? I see you getting your supplies. Hope everything's good, man. You know what I'm saying? Hope you make it through the weekend, take care. So it's that vibe that everybody was kind of just going off of. And it's sad to say, but it's the tragedies that exposes you to that, because it's those things that affect everyone. Yeah. Like, you might look at issues like homelessness and poverty. It doesn't affect everyone. So you might see it, but you're like, man, like, oh, dang, thank God I'm not in that position. Let me give this guy some change. Yeah. You know what I mean? But that's a rare moment in itself, that you have that feeling. You're like, oh, man, that could have been me. You know what I mean?
It could have been you.
But if you can't see yourself in that person, you're gonna be like, oh man, they need to go get a job, or they need to pull themselves up out of bootstraps. You know what I mean?
I mean, Don Valley said something a very, very, very strong, in the sense that we're going to use the word "pull yourself up by the bootstrap," right? Yeah. I want you to understand, for you to go to battle, you have to strap up them laces, right? Pull up them bootstraps up. You got to get dressed. If you go to war and you're not prepared to fight, you can't fight. But I feel like where society has been going wrong, and why we see more homeless people in the streets now, because I'm not going to sit here and act like homeless people being homeless was never been an issue. but as time and as the generation has grown, it's increased. So I felt like in how families, parents should be preparing their kids, it's to help them make that preparation so they don't fall into that trap. Now, not to say that it's all on the parents, because as a parent, you can do the best you can to prepare your child and they still fail. But I've come to understand and realize, and I'm going to use this as a parental aspect. If you go to the right preparations, your child will be successful. Because when you look at a millionaire, the reason why their millions continue to double is because when they're grown or groomed by their parents or by their family, it's for them to continue or for them to be prepared to take on whatever family businesses that's been left out there for you to control. How you're prepared to take your own life in your own control to make a better steps. And these are the things that happen. And then you do see the family them who do have the finances, but I'm going to say let little Johnny do whatever he wants and scream inside of all the grocery stores. And you look like, hey, why little Johnny start behaving erratical when he was growing up? Because you didn't take the right preparations. So we have to start making them move. But Downville, I want to...
No. Stay on that, because these things they're not... We think of these things as physical attributes that everyone has. Like, this person is homeless. This person's a millionaire. This person is middle class. Like, no, it's your thinking.
Yes.
It's your mind frame. Your mind frame is that of a millionaire. So regardless if you have $0 in the bank or you have $1 billion in the bank, you're still a millionaire.
Still a millionaire.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, it doesn't matter what you physically have. You know what I mean? You got people that are, they claim to be middle class, but they're living in poverty. That's a mindset. You know what I'm saying? People that are trying to keep up with the Joneses, things like that. That's a mindset. Yeah. So it goes beyond what you have here and the now, and it links back to your mindset and how you were raised and the influence you had over your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I want to give a shout out there, and I'm not going to say just a strong mom, to strong parents, because daddy be doing their thing too. Not because mommy changed all the diapers. I changed a lot of them things. There's a role for everyone. There's a role for the person that taught that young child to be a warrior. There's a role that taught that young child to have love, and everyone needs. And that's the thing. Like, we all need that balance. Like, we can't just be like, yo, we expect our young men to go leaders.
to karate class and be some warriors that'll just beat up everybody. Yeah, that's not practical.
It's not practical.
We need well-rounded young men and women to bring us into the next century, the next decade, the next generation. So it's like I said, we always say, it takes community.
It takes a village.
That community aspect, that village aspect, includes diversity. It takes a diverse group of people to really raise and groom a successful child into a young man or a young lady.
And Downville, it's funny how you see that mentality in third world countries or in village people. Yeah. When you watch, they're not called.
Not village people, but I know what you're saying.
Indigenous. I want to use a proper word. Yeah, I want to call about it. Don't judge me. This is why I try to expand. But Downville, I want to give a shout out to your wife. She's been getting a lot of shout outs from me lately. Yes. I want to make sure, Janice, because you be listening, because I want to say this, within the heat of the hurricane and the stress of making sure your family was safe, you still find time so we can celebrate Downville's birthday.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm gonna take this moment right now, Downville, on air, even though it passes. Happy birthday, dog! You're getting old. Yeah. Gray hair is popping out in the beard. You can't hide it. it's sitting right there. Embracing it.
Salt and pepper going.
Salt and pepper. Get a little shake. Yeah. I want to make sure I take that moment because I do know I watched my wife do it, and to see Janice do it the way she can, the best of her ability, even to try to keep Downville out of the loop, which is hard because it's hard to keep Downville out of any of the loops anyway. But for him not to find out, for it to be a little bit of surprise, and for him to show up like a denim commercial, he showed up properly, and we were able to enjoy ourselves. Look at denim.
Hey, what up, y'all?
But I want to make sure I get that out because I want to make sure Downville you don't get overlooked.
Definitely, that was probably the best birthday because it was funny because my wife, she asked what do you want for your birthday, and it's like I have everything I need, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I said I want some socks because I love those little cool creative socks that just have different patterns and stuff. I was like, just get some socks, whatever. So she somehow coerced my friends to buy me socks.
Yeah, that's right.
So like I got shout out to Snook, shout out to Aldrich.
Yeah.
I got some really fun socks. I got some like Game of Thrones socks.
That's right.
some Star Wars socks. I got the money bag socks. Like it was
Money
really
team.
fun. So every morning now I go into my sock drawer and I think about how blessed I am to have friends around me that, you know what I'm saying, care and just able to go out there and just do something just for me. It's like that's the best birthday present I've ever had. Like to be able to have that, and it was just great.
Yeah, man, Donville, you're getting there, bro. I mean, with age come wisdom.
Of course, man. It's my 33rd year, man.
33rd year. Annual Day Jesus. I've been trying to say that properly for the last couple of days. And for all of my people who is not Spanish, and for my people who's Spanish, you know what I said. If I said it right, don't judge me. It's the year of Jesus. That's what it means.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a very powerful year to show that. And I'm not going to lie, when I hit my 33rd year, it was a profound feeling. You felt like a lot of the things that I wasn't prepared for, I've learned so I can start making better choices and be prepared for the future. I would say this to anybody out there in their 20s. I'm not trying to tell you to get old, make great plans. But for a young man, because I see girls start doing this in their 20s, so I'm not going to sit here and throw the girls underneath the bus when they've been standing up strong. For young men out there, stop living like boys in your 20s, man. Don't wait till your 30s before you start feeling the year of Jesus. You can make this move early. Just start making better preparations. I'm going to try with my son, you know, as best as I can as a father to prepare him for the future. But you can make these deals. And
the crazy thing, I would say for younger people, man, embrace the failures. Embrace honestly embrace. And it's crazy because I've like everyone around me, like they like my parents and stuff, they're always just like, oh, you're gonna mess your life if you do this, you're gonna, and it's like, yo, what were y'all thinking? Like y'all should have just told me like it's gonna be okay.
Well, now it depends,
like, it depends on how you feel. Go, you know what I'm saying?
It just depends on how you feel now.
But honestly, it's like I fell down and I failed a lot in my life. You know what I'm saying? But those are things I wouldn't regret because they've made me into the person I am today, and I have so much to look forward to with that knowledge and with that. So it even makes me stronger. So it's like that's all I would say, man. Embrace the failures.
Embrace the failures
because you're not gonna be. It's not you're gonna be stuck when you're 21. Like
all right, so
time.
Let's talk about embracing the failers while we still.
What are we embracing, man?
All right. Hold on. All right. Well, I'm gonna start slow before we work up to what's been tinkering my emotions with one of my favorite actors from Tyler Perry's how is it called? How did I stay married? What is it called again?
Oh,
I thought it was New York Undercover, man.
No, why did
I get married?
Something like that.
That's where I was going. New York Undercover.
No, he's on that too, but I like him from the Tyler Perry thing. You feel what I'm saying? Because he was married to Janet Jackson that one. But hold on. We ain't jumping there yet. Hold on.
So you telling me? No, let me tell. We're not there yet. Let me chill.
We're not there yet.
I got a good joke for you.
We're gonna get it. Let me just knock this one out first. Nicki Minaj retiring.
Man, she retired, yo.
Publicity stunts.
It's all publicity,
but
man.
Here's my take. Can you really retire from art?
No.
Has anyone ever really retired from art?
No.
401k for rappers.
There's a 401k. I think what she should.
It's their retirement age.
Because art is life. You don't stop art. Because if you try to say like Joe Budden retired, he may not be rapping, but his form of entertainment is now his commentary.
Well, I'm gonna say
creative.
It's evolved. He's not just in one spectrum. Yeah. Now he's trying to. I'm gonna say this. Instead of just eating the center part of the bread, he's trying to see how the crumbs taste now. You know what I mean?
How the icing
goes.
Yeah.
So it's not. I felt like, and the fact that Nicki went and did the whole Queen's Radio, and I want you to that she says she's retiring from music. Not from commentary or entertainment. It's two different things. So I felt like it's all big on wordplay. But let me say this, guys. Yeah. I feel like Nicki, this is no shade. I know you paid for the body. I saw a Hot Girl Summer, right? You are not shaking it right in that video. I'm just telling you.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
No,
I didn't watch this video.
You didn't watch. Trevor, you didn't watch a video.
I didn't.
Oh, Trevor. I ain't gonna look. I watched a video with a couple girls because I didn't want to be too judgmental. I was like, is it me or she's just not shaking it right? And one of the young ladies looked at me and she was like, not to throw any shade at Nikki. Yeah. You know what I mean? God bless Nikki to be financially stable. She can take care of her family. She's good. Yeah. I mean, she paid for the Botox area, and it just showed in the video that it was paid for, and there's nothing wrong with that. So the only thing I could say is that, Nikki, look, you may be getting a little bit old, mama, right? So I understand why you probably want to do the whole family thing first. You try to be prepared, so when you come back next time, you know what I mean, you should be able to slay this video.
Like Beyonce would.
I was not trying to throw no shade. I was just trying to say. But look,
no, Beyonce did. You know, she had the kids, and then she came back.
She came back.
Yeah,
went to the
did a thing.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say this: Beyonce is a dancer. I think because we have Nikki under the Island Girl vibe. Yeah, technically,
do we? Are we claiming that?
No, I ain't gonna lie.
She's always been
training.
Claimed
that in a while.
She's Trini.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's Trini. She's
born in Trinidad. She's Trini.
But I just don't get that vibe no more. Like,
well, after she left Safari, I want to quote that properly for the Barbs. She left Safari, guys. After she left Safari, her island vibe kind of diminished.
Yeah, because I get the New York vibe. That's always permanent. But the Caribbean vibe, she was on the remix to "Hold You" by Egyptian. Yeah, that's cool. I felt that vibe. That was like yes, and there you go.
It's something funny, Trev.
Megatron. Is it Megatron?
It is Megatron.
Yeah.
No, that's a gimmick. That was a gimmick song.
Well, I mean,
to me, it was a gimmick song.
It's 19. What do you expect, Trev?
Yeah. What was the sample? It was.
We're talking about her retiring when she didn't retire. Like, it's all gimmicks.
It does make sense. I mean, I'll just say this. I felt like, and not to say anything, I felt like Nikki, she felt like the high horse that she was sitting on, she kind of fell.
She never embraced it. That's the problem.
Well, no, she did embrace it, Don. When there was no other female rappers
she never said, I'm the best, I'm running this, and everybody knows it. She's always been questioning it. She's always been like, I'm the best. Why doesn't everybody see it? I'm the best. Why am I not this? Why?
That's true.
So she's never embraced the top of it. So,
well, I guess that's what it is.
When I was gone.
It is gone. I felt like
I always got to say this. Like, Nikki is one of the best.
She's lyrically a monster.
I don't want to act like she is not talented. She's
super talented.
She acts, she sings, and she raps very well.
Yes,
she does, man. Like when she gets on track, it's a different vibe. It's fun. You know?
Yeah, she has vibe. But I want to say this. Look, what's technically hit Nikki right now is that woman has become very much empowered based on some of the lyrical analytic that she's given over the years. Yeah. And even if Cardi B or some of those female artists won't say that Nikki was an inspiration, Nikki was, because you hear her style, her pattern. We can go through Steph London, Meg Stallion. Yeah. We can go through all the little young ones that follows. But it's like this. This is how I look at it. As a parent, if your child see you doing something good or bad, right? Yeah. They're going to take in consideration what you do and emulate it to an extent. Not until you as a child or as a parent, look at your child and be like, hey, you know what? You can't do that. You know, that's not for you. That's big man thing, or you know what I mean? It's out of your context. Until and that happens.
At that point, you still got there has to be an adjustment in your behavior.
Yes.
I mean, regardless of you saying, hey, this is wrong, but I'm still gonna do it. Like,
that is true.
Are you looking like Ghost in Power? Like, yo, what are you doing? But that's me. You know.
Is there like a YouTube video where I could get a summary of Power?
Probably.
I don't feel like sitting down for hours.
I'm gonna say this. The first season of Power is you.
I'm already past that. I'm on season 2, I believe.
Well, you can. Yeah, you can summarize. You can summarize.
Someone just do that for me. Not now, but it's.
I got you, Trev. I got you. I'll get you a summarized video.
Jeez, I heard it's like because this is the final season, right? Yeah. You heard that it's going to be a continuation.
Well, yeah, I think it's right after the last episode.
Yeah, 48 hours after.
They're gonna hit you with like a new series.
Yeah,
but it's like I guess there might be a time jump.
No, not necessarily.
No, 48 hours.
48 hours, because I'm gonna tell you, and that's
but I'm talking about like in the actual series.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, he's starting it literally 48
hours after, because what happens is,
if so that's the time jump within the series.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Trev, have you started a new season yet?
I'm not watching Power.
Can I talk about it?
Yeah.
All right. So look, I mean, guys, I guess that's one of the reasons why 14 years of marriage has crept up on me. Right? It's something I have to know to ask the right questions, so I can do the right things. I'm prepared.
Of course.
You feel what I'm saying?
Prepared for my future.
You feel me? Yes, so the reason why I asked, because I didn't want to spoil it for Trevor, but Trevor said after the summarized video, he watched it. If you guys started watching the new season of Power, if you did not and you want to catch up, cock your ears for a little bit, you know what I mean? Walk away, go drop a choco and come back. You may not hear anything you did not need to hear. But if you're watching the series right now, Trev, they're kind of building a dynamics where Ghost's son, his little college homie, and I'm not trying to give them names, so I can try to keep as mystical as possible.
Yeah.
They're basically showing you the newer version of what him, Tasha, and Tommy was.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
That's basically what they're doing. So what's going to happen is, like, Ghost and Tommy's life and stuff, and Tasha, they're going to go for their turn by the end of the season. I'm not sure what direction this goes. I can't make these predictions.
Right.
Watch the series, guys. You'll gain the info, but you kind of see the layout. 50 said he's going to be the majority director for the spin-off series. That's one of the reasons why he killed off his character, so he can focus more on being behind the cameras than getting in character. So I kind of enjoyed that part of what he was saying. So. But yes, the spinoff is looking like that. I mean, I'm gonna say this because Power only had one competition the last couple of years.
Please What's that?
Game of Thrones.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm like, please don't say Empire.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I know. I mean,
I didn't even know it was still on.
Okay.
And they're on their final season 2.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, and guys, not to be anything. Empire was showing a lot of things that, and I'm not gonna say Power don't. That technically I didn't support or I didn't like, so I did not watch Empire. My wife does, but that's a whole that. So I let her enjoy her thing. She don't watch Power.
It was corny. Yeah, that was me.
Trav.
My opinion.
It was. I like the soundtrack aspect of it. I like I think it was pretty cool, but at a point it just got really cliche and just went downhill.
All right, did you guys ever see Glee?
Yeah.
All right, I felt like Empire was trying to give me a gangster version of Glee.
Definitely.
That's basically what it felt like, because it was basically a constant sing-alongs, right?
Yeah, people. The songs were actually pretty good.
Some of them, not all of them. I have enough. Well, I ain't gonna lie. There's one that I can tell you that I still do play from the first season. But yeah, they do have a song that was catchy. But I would say this: they actually went out and got real musicians.
Yeah, Timbaland was a big part of that. So of course the quality was there.
Well, and the creative mind behind our Empire was people, or I'm gonna say personnel, who was technically strong in the business, in the African American community. So they were very musically inclined in the ways they were selecting their people. Let's backtrack for a second on that. One of the reasons, like for example, they scouted Young M.A., right? And there was a rapper, a female rapper, I forgot her name, in the first season that. Young M.A. was going to play her part. I mean, the other girl, she's still an inspiring rapper.
Yep.
Young M.A. was like, well, not to say anything, but my career is about to take off. So now, see, I don't want to do Empire. The Empire check would have been great, but the money that I'm going to be making if this track blow out,
you
know what I mean?
She should have done it.
No, Trev, she didn't, because Trev, remember her track?
Their contract locks you in. So like, if you make your music, like you have to go under their label and
it's basically like a 360. But the thing is, what is she doing now? She's still seeking a hit.
Is she?
Yeah. Have you seen her lately? Like,
I haven't heard the music.
No, she has new music. It's just not.
You're still seeking.
And nobody knows.
It's just like,
I don't know.
If she would have took that, which I understand not to do it because of the contract stuff, but if you would have took that, that's exposure.
I don't know. Nothing against Young M.A. I don't really understand her music.
Well, I mean, I'm not to say this. I mean,
I don't see the talent.
Well, we're not. We're not. And that's not to throw any hate. We're not big on stud music. And she makes music for studs. I mean, so
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. So I'm saying, it doesn't even apply to us. So that's one of the reasons why. Because if you go on YouTube, right, and you look at what's technically trending, what's playing, her picture pops up, right? Oh. But it's not something that I'm jumping out to. Like, as I said, her music is not resonating in my spirit, and she has a whole audience that she's dedicated to, and I'm very happy that God has blessed her in that way. But it's just not for me. Okay. So I kind of jumped off of that wagon. Her first track was pretty good, the one that everybody.
That was a fun one.
Mm-hmm. And to me, it felt like a freestyle. It didn't even feel like a track.
Yeah. And it was refreshing because we haven't heard anything like that in a while.
Yeah.
So it was that, and then it was just a refreshing track. But now you're hit seeking. You're trying to catch that one.
Well, Trev, we about to talk about somebody who's trying to catch more than one. Donville.
You gonna let me go?
Yes, I'm letting you go. That's why I just said Donville.
So, guess well, now let's talk about Antonio Brown first. Let's talk about that first.
Oh, he's actually.
I don't want to get after that conversation hits. I'm just like I'm over it. But Antonio Brown, that was an exciting one. Trev, you want to go take this one because I found out about. I'm a late receiver on this, so I found out about it. I'm Saturday evening. Started looking into it. I was like, oh, that's what's going on.
I'm a late person on it too, but what I know of the situation, we gotta start back to when he was on Steelers.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
I think did he just?
So he was having issues.
Contract.
He was having issues towards the end of last season with the Steelers.
Well, all right. Let me do a little football jumping. He played for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown is an excellent receiver. Yeah. Right.
Like
top. Well, at this moment in his career, he's ranked top 2. Mm-hmm. Right.
Future Hall of Famer.
He technically a future Hall of Famer. He's won Super Bowl with the Steelers. So yes, future Hall of Famer. But I'm gonna say this.
Wait, did he win the Super Bowl?
That's what I said. The last time
actually, you're right. You're right. No, he didn't. No, he was not with the Steelers the last time they won a Super Bowl. Let me thank you for correcting me that one, Trev. He's not been.
I just didn't know when the last time Steelers been in Super Bowl.
Actually, the Steelers hasn't been in a Super Bowl in about 9 years. So they remember when it comes to all the teams, the big teams that win Super Bowl, it's between the Patriots, them, and Green Bay and the Bears. There's only so many teams that's held the Lombardi Trophy that many times. Okay. And the Steelers is one of them. I think Ben has won 3 so far with the Steelers. Yeah. 2 or 3. But I would say this. Antonio Brown is an excellent receiver.
Oh, yeah.
As I said, top 2, future Hall of Famer. Talented more than anything else. I'm going to say this. When you get prepared and put the right things in play, things may happen the way you would want it, but not the way you intended it to. I'm going to start with saying this because when he first was going to the Raiders, he did not want to go to the Raiders. He said it. He wanted to go to the Patriots. But based on his criteria, right, it was too hard for him to go to New England because he wanted to get his own. He won the Super Bowl ring. Thank you. That was the conversation, right? So he basically was like, you know what? I want to get to New England. But for what he was worth, New England did not want to pay for it. So what Pittsburgh did, traded him to a team that was willing to give what was needed, which is first round draft picks, things of that nature, right? So what ended up happening is he basically went to the Raiders, and after going to the training camp, was looking around and was like, no, this team ain't going nowhere, right?
Do you think that's really what happened? Because
he hired a team.
I think it was before he even got to.
No, it was before he got there. Yeah, because Jerry Rice said he looked at him and said to him, "Look, I'm not gonna lie. I want to play for a team in the Bay Area," meaning that he wanted to go for like a San Francisco 49ers, which has a very good team. As of this moment in football, Raiders does not have a good facilitating team. So when he got there and he saw what it really was like, he realized that his career would have just drowned it there.
Yeah, fizzled out.
It would just fizzled out. So he hired a team like Donville. He said the team that he hired, technically, they said that they were not hired to get him out of Raiders organization to find some way to get him into the Patriots organization. Yeah. It just turned out that way. And one mistake, what happened into the chronological, it's a machine that you go inside of to help your body heal. Yeah. And he got like frostbites inside of it in his feet, right?
Yeah.
And that was like, okay, everything, because I got frostbite there, like it's time for me to get out now. Like they're not treating me right. And then out of the blue, the dream team that you really wanted to go to, that you would do anything to get there, decided that we can acquire you now because you're going to consider hurt and you're now a hazardous player towards the Raiders organization. And they basically got him from the Raiders for nothing. He actually, I want you to understand, he was guaranteed $35 million from the Raiders.
Yeah, from the Raiders.
And he went to New England for $9 million.
But he said it himself, it's not about the money.
Yeah,
that's the crazy part of his story that I think no one is listening to. Like the man's before they gave him $30 million, he says, "I don't care about the money."
Yeah, he wants the ring.
Everyone's like, "Oh man, he's crazy because he threw away $30 million." No, first of all, he didn't throw away $30 million because he's getting $9 million for year one, right?
Yes,
and then the man is a superstar performer.
All right, so
he's gonna get the option the next year.
Yeah,
and it adds up to $30 million. So what money is this man losing?
Because
plus he has a higher chance of getting a Super Bowl ring.
Well, at this moment, the Patriots, if the Patriots wasn't considered a super team before, they are now. They still had a good chance. No, Donville. The Patriots was prime. The only player that the Patriots technically lost that was considered any real, it was Gronkowski, right? Yeah. And with Antonio Brown coming in,
now they're a super team.
They're a super team. Now I want you to understand, even without Gronkowski, Tom Brady has found ways to make his third string receiver look like the most beautiful thing of life.
Exactly.
Because I'm a Wes Welker fan because Wes Welker is from Miami, right?
Yeah.
And I felt like Miami didn't utilize Wes Welker correctly. When Tom got a hold of Wes Welker became a superstar. And then I want you to watch what happened. He went with Wes Welker. Wes Welker did pretty good. Won a couple of Super Bowls with Tom as Tom's number one receiver, right? Mm-hmm. Then after the Broncos realized how Wes Welker was needed to get used, they copped him when Peyton was going for his Broncos run.
Yeah.
And Wes Welker caught a ring with the Broncos.
Yeah.
But you learn how to utilize your receivers. And I'm going to tell you this. Because Tom Brady has two of the best receivers right now in the NFL, the two, number 1 and 2.
You're like, come on.
Right now, Trev.
It's a wrap.
It's like, if he looks left or right, it's like you're just going to go crazy. It's like, okay, I'm just putting my hand up at this point. I'm giving up. It's like, that's really what is going to happen because Antonio Brown is fast. Right? All Tom needs a tight end for, not even particularly Gronk, is just that whenever they look at the other two wide receivers, that he has a third option.
Yeah.
And knowing Tom, he's going to have a third string receivers right there. So now you have two guys that you really got to focus on, and then two guys you don't know what's going to happen with them. Mm-hmm. Now, even if the running back runs off and to go catch the ball, like Tom's arsenal for weapons is crazy.
Yardage.
It's the yardage.
That's all yardage.
Yeah,
all day.
Yeah.
That's all you're going to see.
This episode took place after week 1. Do you see the destruction they did to Steelers?
Yeah.
Like 33-3.
Yeah.
I just saw one play. I was like, yo, y'all making them look stupid out there.
Makes it look too easy.
And according to the Patriots, their team was not at full maximum capacity.
Come on. Okay. Come on.
That's what they're
over.
Well, all right. So guys, I want to make sure we kill that. Antonio Brown.
Back to the Antonio Brown thing because there's a lot to unpack there.
All right, go on.
So, he's getting a lot of controversy on the way he treated the Oakland Raiders, right? But we see this happen all the time.
Yeah, from big star players.
No, not with athletes. We see how corporations treat employees.
Yeah,
it's the same way. They don't care about you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we gonna promise you this, like, but at the end of the day, oh, we getting laid off, man.
Why? Because all right, now, you said a lot because I want you to understand he's a high end player, right?
Yeah.
But his contract with the Patriots is for 1 year.
Yeah.
So yes, Davil, on the bent of incentive, Antonio Brown could make the money that he would have made.
I think he's going to get more.
No, Trevor. When I'm
missing the fact. The man doesn't care about the money.
No. True.
That's not his motivation.
No. We're talking about incentive and the money. But I want you to understand, the incentive comes based on the yardage that he has acquired, right? So what New England is saying pertaining to his incentive is that he doesn't technically have to worry about money. If he comes here and he performs on why we got him here to perform, he will be taken care of and he will be getting the contract.
Of course.
But if he gets here, if he comes in this year and he ain't perform, it's gonna hurt him drastically.
For the man, that's like saying to LeBron James, you understand, regardless of what team LeBron James is on,
yeah,
he's gonna change the dynamic, structure, impact of that team.
Yeah.
We've seen it happen with Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yes. Yeah.
He left the team, horrible.
Yes.
He came back, kaboom.
Kaboom.
You know what I'm saying? Antonio Brown is that type of player where it's not just, he's going to be part of a machine. Like, that's what football is. It's a team. It's a team sport.
Yeah.
But we've heard about, how he's able to impact teams with his energy. You know what I mean? He even did it with the Oakland Raiders, a team that he probably didn't like that much.
No, he didn't
but
like
his
them.
presence alone impressed the coach. Like, yo, we need this guy because his energy's off the charts.
Yeah, but Donville, if you take it back, I'm not sure if you remember Randy Moss, right?
Yeah.
Antonio Brown is doing what a Randy Moss did. And sometimes it doesn't matter how good football and basketball differs.
Yeah.
Because in basketball, if the ball comes in your hand, you dictate your outcome.
You do whatever you want with it.
Do whatever you want. In football, if Tom Brady doesn't throw him the ball, he will diminish. If Tom doesn't put the ball in his hand. In football, the quarterback makes that call. Yes, the coach is going to make the play. One of the reasons why the Steelers got rid of Antonio Brown is because when he run and he will get open and they don't put the ball in his hand, he'll go on the sideline and create a tantrum. Oakland basically said that we're used to gangster type people. I was going to say some let's. Mm-hmm. Oakland is used to.
They're known for being like bad boys.
Bad boys, right? Mm-hmm. So they basically was like, we can facilitate his attitude. Mm-hmm. New England is saying that, look, we're going to try with his attitude. We've dealt with Randy Moss. Mm-hmm. We know how to deal with what you call them as crybaby star players. Yeah. Right? Yeah. They know how to deal with him. But I want you to understand, when Randy Moss was finished with New England, no other team wanted him. No other receiver, the only other, to me, receiver that was better than Randy Moss was Jerry Rice. And Jerry was just a little bit faster. Randy, to me, was a perfect receiver. He was fast. Yeah. He was 6'6", and could jump. Like, even when, I want you to understand, New England went to a perfect season and lost in the Super Bowl with Randy Moss. And nobody wanted him. I'll say this, if Antonio Brown keeps up with this behavior, Donville, I don't care how good he is, the NFL is different from the NBA. They will exile him. They will put him on the sideline, and they will look at him and be like, yo, look, because of your attitude, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to him at that point.
Yeah.
And hopefully he doesn't have to go through this. He's going to lose a couple $1 million for him to realize, you know what, I may have to buckle down and change my attitude. What will happen to him is what happened to Ocho Cinco. They're going to kick you out of the league, right? Yeah. And you're going to sit out there like, yo, look, I'm a great receiver. Let me in. Because I want you to remember, before Chad got out of the league, Chad was top three. It was him, Randy, and Steve Smith. And the funny thing is, out of that top three, the other guy was his best friend because they went to high school together. That was Steve Smith. Yeah. You feel me? So in that top three, but even look at Steve Smith. Like, Donville, can you even tell me what was the team Steve Smith played for last?
Can't tell you.
What the point I'm gonna prove to you, when Steve Smith was considered the top receiver, he was the fastest receiver in the NFL, right? Yeah. Played for the Panthers for years. But time and age catches him. Steve Smith is still playing ball now, right? But nobody knows who he is.
Try again later.
Yo,
that was weird. I'm like, that wasn't me. It's my watch.
That was a smart watch.
Yeah.
But Donville. But in the narrative of Antonio Brown, this is what I want to leave with him.
Yeah.
Right now, and I want to start that. For right now, his star is bright. You see the thing that will happen to him in New England. He has to be careful for one thing.
Yeah.
You see that crybaby attitude. He got to be careful because of how messy he left the Raiders. Not a lot of team wants to mess with that type of messy situation. It's easier for you to wait for a rookie to start scratch. But the greatest thing from New England is that New England can deal with baby players' behavior. They're used to playing like that. Like they asked Belichick and Tom Brady, so what do you think about Antonio Johnson? Well, you know what Tom Brady said? He looks good in practice. But if he comes out during the game and he ain't catching no ball, he's just a regular receiver to me.
Yeah.
So that star behavior that he needs, he's gonna have to get healthy, play good, which I know Tom's gonna make him look good.
Yeah,
you know,
and we gotta remember. I mean, that's the whole thing that frustrates me is the perception of what this man's being put out to be.
Yeah,
like I believe that was all a show. That was all a show, and we got.
I believe that too. Okay, I believe it's a show.
So why are we referencing a behavior that was a show as the man's real behavior?
No, well, down because what I'm saying to you is that, and no matter how good he really, really is, and he is good, right? In the NFL, your behavior will get you kicked out. In the NBA, and I want to say this differently, in the NBA, you can be a star and have a nasty behavior, and other teams will pick you up because when the ball comes in your hand, you dictate what happens.
Yeah.
But in the NFL, he's a wide receiver. If he was a quarterback, Donville, I would have a different narrative for the conversation. Okay. But because he's a receiver, if no matter how many times he runs up the field, if Tom don't throw that ball to him and he don't catch it, no matter how great of a superstar he is, he will fail. I'm gonna show you this. When Dante Culpepper left Minnesota Vikings with Randy Moss on it, when Randy Moss was required the number one receiver in the NFL, for those 3 years, Randy Moss was nowhere to be found. Randy Moss was nowhere to be found. The Vikings were losing. He was a nobody. And then it's not until the Patriots got him, it was like, oh my God, Randy Moss is great again.
Yeah, Randy Moss.
Yeah, he became great again. But what I'm trying to say is that I don't know his attitude, that one little thing that he has to fix is his little attitude. I don't care how great he is. And I'm gonna say this is a nice preparation and testament for anybody who feels like you're bigger than the socks that you're wearing. You feel what I'm saying? Socks expands to your feet. It doesn't expand to you. So you have to know how to utilize your talent wisely. So I'm gonna say this, and the reason why I have this narrative, Donville, and I feel bad because I feel like I'm reciprocating the information that I've heard. I watch a lot of Sports Center stuff.
I know that's where it's coming from, bro. That's why I'm like, what are you talking about, CN?
So look,
it was all a show, and it's like the media is just feeding into it. That's
Donville, if you listen to Stephen A. Smith, Stephen A. Smith is the only person.
I don't want to say anything negative, so I'm gonna back away from the mic right now.
Good. So, right now, Donville, the only person out there who's saying positive stuff for Antonio Brown is Stephen A. Smith. Every sportscaster out there.
You call what he's saying is positive?
Yeah. Yo, Donville, if you listen to all what everyone else is saying about Antonio Brown, Stephen A. Smith is the only person to me that's technically right. You may not like what he's saying. But to me, and I'm gonna say to me, he's right.
Antonio Brown's gonna be all right.
I know he's gonna be all right. Now
he's not affecting how black men are viewed in America. He's not messing up anybody's future.
That's right.
From his behavior, he's actually inspiring people to realize, yo, this is how corporate entities and people that think they're above you want to treat you.
That's true.
Let's flip it on them.
Because now you know who they blame for his behavior? Who do you think they blame for Antonio's behavior?
Rappers.
Trevor. You're such a bad guy.
And how?
Because they said that ever since he became a superstar, he started hanging out with rap musicians. His attitude has changed.
What's that have to do with anything?
Well, I'm just saying.
The man wanted to leave the Steelers. Of course, he's gonna dye his mustache blonde and dye his hair blue and so act like he's crazy.
Well, because
he got out, didn't he?
Yeah, but I'm gonna take.
And then he took out the blue dye.
He did. He
took out the mustache. He did. And he was like, "Yo, I want to go to the Patriots." That's where he went.
But I'm gonna say this. I'm not to kill the narrative, Donville. Yeah. The I'm not a Patriots fan, but the Patriots is primed to win. They're primed to win the Super Bowl. Of course. So it's like if I'm a gambling man. If I'm a gambling man, I'm a Packer fan, but as a gambling man, you can't bet on it makes no sense to bet against a horse that's primed to win.
Yeah.
Until I see a team this season who can stop the Patriot offense without Antonio Brown, because I'm not saying I'm putting him in the context just a regular Patriots offense. it's going to be a tight one.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tight one. And I think this Antonio Brown conversation, Downville, we're going to pause it because
we got to expand on it too because
go on.
some new stuff came out.
What, a rape allegation?
Yeah, the rape.
That's a propaganda.
The rape lawsuit. We're going to say that because it's not a criminal investigation.
No, it's not.
So it's a rape lawsuit. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's out there. He's being sued.
Well, Downville, it's in the sense of him being sued, there's imagery, and I'm not saying this, and a lot of people misconstrue because a girl gives you something once means that you're liable to get it again, and it's not considered a rape. But there are informations and pictures showing him and the girl laid up in bed together, in very uncompromised, very comfortable,
like boyfriend girlfriend comfortable,
like boyfriend girl,
chilling my wife,
yes.
And I watch some TV real close type,
And plus, you didn't see. There's never been any interaction of him look like he's been abusing her.
Yeah, he's never had any domestic violence type of allegations before. He's not the type of person who just yells off cursing at women or anything. I've never seen any type of disrespect towards women from him.
Yeah, but Downville, they say he's hanging out with rappers, bro. You know how that goes. I want to make sure you
and like they said,
all these rappers now are introverts.
At this point,
I'm telling you,
true.
They're all introverts.
But at this point, it's a he said, she said thing.
Yes, it is. But she ain't saying anything much.
No, she said this is my name, this is who I am. Anybody could talk to me about this. So she's very open to.
No, what she's trying to get paid for these interviews. That's what she's trying to do.
Anyone can talk to me.
Anyone can talk to me.
Call
my agent. He'll schedule the interview and we'll go from there.
But it's always sad that when stuff like this happens, we question the victim.
Yes, it's tough.
We don't know if this something transpired between them that wasn't with her will.
Trevor, you watched Dave Chappelle's special, didn't you?
You don't know. But he didn't, but you really don't know.
Which I want to, gosh.
Like, you really don't know what happened. You know what I mean? And it's one of those weird situations where he's like, yo, we had a consensual relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets even murkier, like, it gets even cloudier to say, like, okay, well, what happened? And with no evidence, with no witnesses, it's a he said, she said thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a two-side coin.
It is a two-side coin.
At this point, you could kind of say there's no witnesses, we don't know what happened, or you could say, hey, the man looks guilty, he's guilty. You know what I'm
gonna say this
happens to us.
When OJ Simpson weighs in on the matter, it's a tough one.
Oh God, what did he say?
He said like, look, the man was not charged. That's what they're trying to prosecute the man with. So until he's convicted of this charge, we should not be paying attention to his rape allegations. So if OJ says it, you just got to take it for his word.
Normally what does happen is you have the criminal investigation,
yes,
and then after that you do the lawsuits.
Yes,
so it's kind of weird.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird that they're just going straight for the lawsuit.
Well, if I was AB,
we'll see what happens.
I would be like, OJ, please don't talk to me.
Yo, I'm gonna say, Trevor, I heard something funny as life today, and not to make light of people's situation, right?
Yeah.
They said when OJ got off the first time, black people was happy. Black people was happy. They were ecstatic. OJ got off for murder, and he was freed, and we celebrated in the streets.
Knowing damn well he did.
No, wait, hold on, Trev, hold on. So we celebrated in the street. Wait, down, hold on. Let me finish it. So we celebrated in the street, Trev, and peoples got upset. I mean, especially white people, they got upset. So they locked him up again. So did you notice when OJ got out the second time, everybody stayed quiet? Because when he got out in knee deep in a lot of black people's heart, they're like, man, the juice is loose. But they kept it themselves because they knew if they would have went through another outburst, they would have locked him up again.
Yeah.
So now when
make it look like a defeat.
Yeah, let me look at defeat. Like, OJ lost, guys.
Bad, man.
Yeah, but deep inside, they were like, yeah, we happy for OJ. So it's funny. That's how the narrative works. I'm gonna say, look on Buju Banton.
But hold on, before we go to Buju, the OJ trial. Like, if we look, because a lot of us, we were younger when it happened. When we look back at the evidence, Johnny Cochran dismantled the prosecution.
Yes, he did.
There was very little evidence that they had. Like, there was this whole restaurant that Nicole and her boyfriend at the time was involved with. That was involved with the mob. They would be doing hits on people. for them to say OJ did it was a huge reach.
Well, I'm gonna say this. OJ was violent towards his girl. To Nicole, he was very violent, and I think this is a testament for all the old guys who like young, pretty girls. It's like there's a reason why they're young and pretty and out of your age group, because certain things or certain behavior that they're required, it's just not going to be understandable because.
But Cian, you're dismissing evidence.
No. I'm not
saying that he was violent towards a young girl.
I'm not. No,
I want you to
talking
really
about.
Look. You got to really look and see like there was minimal evidence against this man.
There was
like point blank period. Like, so I don't care if he cussed her out 2 days ago. The man ain't kill her.
Yeah.
Like you know the argument that he was having. Like she was obviously with some random dudes, like bringing random guys up in the house where his kids at.
She was a garden tool.
Like, come on, son. Like, you wouldn't be pissed off?
Yeah, I would have been mad.
Baby mama, if she was up in the house, you know what I'm saying, that you're paying for, bringing random dudes up in with your kids, like, that's going to be a conversation. At least.
I will say this. Between OJ and Nicole's situation, it's because of how they prosecuted, and OJ was not convicted murderer, right? He's not been convicted.
Yeah.
It's a very tough one. It's a tough one.
You go through the court of law, and you come out not guilty. You're not guilty for it.
No, but whenever you meet OJ, he's very funny. You can have a very good conversation with him about this, and he will laugh about it when you talk to him about it then too. But what he will tell you and say away from the case is that they try to prosecute him for something that they really didn't have strong information on.
Yeah.
And OJ, if you do listen, I'm giving you a nice little shout out.
We don't know, but hey, listen and please spread. Put it on your Twitter, please. Yeah.
Well, please don't.
Why? You know how people will read that?
Hey.
Can you imagine? I listened to One Pop Podcast.
The juice will be loose.
Oh, One Pop Podcast.
Well, I won't
interview you.
And not saying anything, guys. Look, guys. Look. I've met OJ. I've hang around OJ. I play golf with OJ. Whenever he puts the gloves on, you can play golf. We all make fun of him. OJ
Are we just bypassing that? You just say you.
Yes. I used to work at a computer store a couple years ago before my kids were born, and the owner of the computer store is friends with OJ. They've been playing golf for years. So going to play golf a couple of times, I went with them and I've hung out with OJ because I really wanted to see if they were telling the truth. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna say this: perception is a lot. What people talk about and say about OJ in the media, me meeting OJ personally, he's far away from what they criticize him as, right? OJ is nice. He's a sweet individual. I've never hang out with OJ, and OJ's never made me laugh, or we just sit here and we just talk. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when we got there, I've only hung out with him 3 times, and when we hung out there, he basically was taking care of everybody. It was all love, you know what I mean? And we cracked jokes every time he would go like this and kind of
put the glove on.
I'm like, oh, he's about to do it. OJ, we backing up. And he'd be like, guys, stop. Like he's very. But I'm not saying this. It could be because of. How.
Guys, stop.
Yeah, guys. Stop. No, Trev. I'm gonna say this. OJ does not act or talk like a niglet.
Really?
Trev,
really?
Yeah, Trev.
I don't know OJ.
He know, but Trev, he acts.
Trev, I'm not black. I'm OJ. Come on. Man.
Okay.
So Trev,
yeah.
So Trev,
over
he acts very Caucasus. When you be around him, yes, he doesn't Caucasus. That's my word, right? He acts very Caucasus, and I'll say this, and I'm saying because my perception of what I've met from OJ is different, but it's not a lot of people I can look at in the world and be like, yo, I've met and hang out with OJ.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So did he say he killed anybody? Or you know what I mean? Like,
that's like the first question.
What? Trev.
Maybe second. Like,
did he admit to it?
Did you admit to it?
Did you kill her?
Did you kill her? Right. And I want to give you guys this. I'm going to tell you this. OJ is a wonderful guy. And everyone who's met OJ individually, away from people, has cracked the same joke on him. And I got to give him props for knowing that people's cracking that jokes on the man. And for tough skin, he just laughs it off. Like, guys, come on. You know I didn't do it. You know what I mean? And all right, so just keep it pushing. Yeah. But Donville, I would say this: based on the criminal circumstances, if you don't have the right or lack of evidence to convict me, I'm a free man. So yes. But I want to say this: OJ's girl Nicole, she was the HOE, bro, super one.
Baby mama.
He was married to her at one point, I think. Yeah. But that's away from. But Donville, I still got it. We're gonna close out on your boy.
My boy? No. Yeah. On me, fam.
Yeah, that's your boy, dog.
I never claimed that man's one of my favorite actors. None of that. None of that, son.
Well, it's not because he likes to trend.
None of that.
He made some investments. He made some investment, Donville.
What?
He made some investment. Homie.
I'm kind of lost on this whole subject.
So the headline says he came out.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, he did come out. I'm confused. That's my main thing. Let's break it down.
Okay, so guys, let me get to my part of it. This is me.
You gotta say who it is.
I didn't want to pronounce
my name. Around it. Malik Yoba.
Malik.
And what, New York City Undercover.
Tyler Perry. Why did I get married?
He definitely wanted to be close to Medea. You know what I'm saying? He probably saw some attraction in her.
Man, Donville.
But he's on Empire.
He's on Empire. Hey, so
the
what?
Empire cast is pretty.
Is that the trail that we're going with?
Your boy Jesse.
Damn, Donville. Is that?
Hold up. Juicy Smollett.
Juicy Smollett. Donville, I'm done.
It's Juicy Smollett now.
I'm done.
Shout out to Dave Chappelle on that.
Hey, you guys got to go and listen and watch Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle called the man Juicy.
Juicy.
The whole comedy special said Juicy Smollett.
Yo, I'm gonna say this, guys. Look, sometimes you have to live your truth.
Oh my god.
And I mean, I'm not a hater or a supportive of the alphabet community. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the alphabet community. Nah. Everybody's living in that. I'm gonna say this: you may not like what they're doing, but if that's how they're happy and they're living their truth, let them live their truth. All right. I mean, because I don't want nobody to tell me how I should live my life. Yeah. But that's away from my personal opinion. But he's basically saying that he was kind of confused. So he's coming out, not coming out. But I'm gonna say this, bro. The word transvestite means that the person was an individual and transformed or metamorph. Yeah, it's like a butterfly. I guess you started as a caterpillar, and metamorph into a transvestite, right?
No.
Gunshot.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, not to say anything. So, but look, as I say, they're living their truth, Trev. They started as a caterpillar, right? And they said that, and basically they didn't want to stay straight. They want to have wings, so they opened it up. So they went through metamorphosis. But I would say this: he's basically saying that it's not really he's coming out. He's just basically, he's confused, but he's living his truth, right? Mm. But if the person was let's break down his truth. He says that he is a trans lover. Was it? He's basically attracted to men that dress like women. They're transgender. I think I did that right. Is that correct? I didn't. It's confusing because I'm confused. I watched the Breakfast Club interview. Yeah, and I had to turn it off because I was just utterly confused. They came out with so many terms. I was like, where are these words coming from? Yes, I don't know where they're coming from. So I guess there's this thing where they believe that a doctor assigns you your gender at birth. And because a man assigns you who you're supposed to be, you should be able to assign yourself whatever you need to be. But that doesn't go along with basic science because I know the doctor was just stating the obvious when you were born, so he wasn't giving you a gender. The obvious is that when you came out of your mom's womb, you either got a little PP or a little vajiji. Yeah. Right? Now there are situations where you could be like, what's it called, hermaphrodite? Yeah. Where that is in question. That is a question because you got both. There's situations like that, but that's not everybody.
Don't bring up names.
Yeah.
Chill. We don't know the facts.
All right.
We don't know.
Hold on.
Because I know
where you're going.
Hold on. Look, now the difference between a transvestite and a hermaphrodite is that the hermaphrodite has both sexual organs. So it's a little bit different. I guess God has made them specially, so they could probably mate with each other, or they could have a choice. with the transvestite, right? You're making that choice yourself in the sense that you're changing something that you were born with.
Yeah.
The hermaphrodite was born with both. It's not like the person was born and was like, you know what, I'm missing an extra hole. Can I get one? You know, in others,
definitely.
in other sense.
So like, I still don't understand the whole choosing your own.
Well, I mean,
where they're going. I don't get where they're going with that, because basically, what science says is that if you see the physical evidence that this is what it is, case closed. Like,
well, I mean,
there's no gray area.
No, it's not a gray area, because yes, we live in we're in a time where medicine has done a lot. God has given us the ability to use medicine and surgical procedure to make things happen. My question would have been for the transvestites that was born prior to surgery and transplants. Like, how were you becoming transvestite during that period? So you were self-mutilation, right? So, but Trev, you self-mutilation. How do you get the other part? Self-dissection. I'm gonna create a word. Self-dissectation.
Okay.
I'm just creating a word. Jeez. I mean, that's what it is.
I don't know how.
But Trev, that would have been a strong question, right?
Yeah.
So yes, technically, in this time and era, you can pay for it to get done.
But okay, so if you're paying for something, how are you saying that you're born
You're
something
not.
else? Like, you're not. The whole point is that you're not, by you making that action, you're not validating your initial claim.
No, sorry, it's not. You're right.
I'm saying, like, okay, I'm born a boy.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm born a girl. Why would I have to mutilate myself to prove that? That makes no sense.
Yeah, but I'm gonna feel it down. You see,
I'm changing my I'm changing
your physical appearance.
Not appearance, but I'm changing the physiology of my body.
Yeah.
To force me to be something else. If I'm forcing myself to be something else, what was I originally? Boom.
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 But now, look, I'm gonna say this.
Boom.
I'm gonna say this conversation for the transvestites in the alphabetical orders that it pops up in is a very, very tight one. I can say this. I kind of understand everyone else in the spectrum of what letter they use based on the alphabet. It's just the T, for some reason, I'm not sure if it's crossed at the bottom or the top. It's just not making the right sense to me. So I understand where you come from, and I have nothing against transvestite people. I want to make sure I get it out clear.
You hate anybody.
No,
trust. They're gonna be in the comments though.
Hey,
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is that it's confusing.
Get ready for that.
All I'm saying is that's confusing.
No,
it's gonna be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I can't wait to read the comments.
But I would like to say that whatever truth you're living, be confident with it. I was probably, because I was grown a little bit differently, and I've groomed, and I'm trying to be as much educated as possible, Trev, to try to understand, not to try to be judgmental of people because of how I was born. But as how time has gone, you have to learn this is how people is going to live their truth. Now, not because that's their truth means it's my truth.
Yeah.
You know, Dave Chappelle said something that, imagine if he was been born, he's black in this nice, all black American body.
Yeah.
Imagine if he felt he was Asian and then he started squinting his eyes. People look at him different, right?
Yeah.
But that would have been the truth that he's living. So I'm not knocking you guys. I felt like there's complications there, and there's still things to figure out. I don't even know where to go with a T. As I keep telling you, I understand every other letter there, but the T does confuse me personally. Probably it's a conversation I may have to have with a transvestite. I don't know any. So I don't know if that will ever happen in my lifetime, but so I would have to have a conversation with that person to be understand. And I would say this
honestly, I think the media is really portraying it like everybody gets it, and this is the wave and what's going on, when the comment section is really not on board with this. Like, honestly, if you look at media, what's going on, and you look at the comment section, like, the comment section is as confused as I am.
No, I mean, because the world is confused. I'm going to say this, Donville. From my household as an individual, it would be confusing because I look at my son and I'm telling my son he needs to be with a girl. You know what I mean? There's a beautiful woman lingering in his future. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm looking at my daughter that there's a handsome husband lingering in her future.
Yeah, but that's the confusing part, Cian. These people are saying like there's so many different levels to this where like the boy, the guy would still want to be with a girl, but he wants to be a woman. Like that's how confusing this stuff is.
Well, it's downfield. That's not trend. That's androgynous. That's something else.
Yeah, Cian.
That's another word. But
that's what the plus is for.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I heard it before that. Yeah, even if they want to be the opposite sex, doesn't mean that's their sexual orientation.
It's
like
androgynous.
Caitlyn Jenner, you know, like.
Oh no, that's a whole nother. We ain't looking. I'm gonna say this. That's special.
I'm saying that's an example. Like Caitlyn Jenner says that they don't want to be with, you know, a man. They want to be with a woman, but he wants to be. She's a woman at the same time. Like,
so I'm gonna say this.
You a lesbian?
I mean, I don't know what Caitlyn Jenner is. Caitlyn Jenner just sounds like she hasn't completed her transplant yet. That's what it kind of sounds like, because it sounds like she wants to dress up, but she's still utilizing some of the tools that the other organization has. So that's basically what it sounds like. And I can't comment on that, Downville, because I'm going to say this. It gets more confused. I'm going to say this, guys. Look, I have to pray on it. So pray for me. I'll definitely pray about it so I can dissect it some more.
You ever want to have a confusing conversation? Tell Jamaicans to talk about transsexual.
Oh, well. that's where we're confused.
That's why we're confused right now. See? True.
Yeah. Anyway.
So I mean, so guys, I'm gonna say this. See, I guess I'm gonna wrap it up in that note, Trev. Right?
Might as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna just wrap it up.
Ratchet. No. When you're talking about someone was say they were black but want to be Asian.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a homegirl that thought that I was mixed with Asian because I used to squint very hard. No, I can't see. Shout out to her, though.
Shout out to her. Oh, I'm done. All right, guys, let me get with a positive thought of this episode. I'm gonna say this, guys. Preparation is key. In everything you do, try to be prepared. I mean, even for whatever letter you do, consider yourself. Be prepared to answer some of the questions that will be coming your way. Preparation is key, guys. I would say this. A lot of time in my life, if I was prepared for certain circumstances, I would never have survived. So be like the Boy Scouts. You know what I'm saying? Try to have that Swiss Army knife in your pocket whenever you need to get stuff done. One Pot Podcast, guys. We out. Peace.